Warning. This entire video is pretty much going to be one giant opinion slash discussion. I mean, it's 2020. I think we can discuss opinions in a polite manner on the internet. Yeah, no, I just heard it. That sounds ridiculous. All right, let's start the video. So this video is going to be pretty much as unedited as it can be. I just want to sit here and vent and talk and give you guys my opinions because, you know, a lot of YouTubers, well, everybody, should I say, is talking about Destiny 2 right now. We're talking about trials, we're talking about this season, we're talking about all the cheaters. So I thought I would get involved because, yeah, I've been playing Destiny since 2014. It's been 6 years. I am getting old. I've seen this game change and evolve, and it's been a huge part of my life for a long time. So here we go. It's pretty obvious that the main thing for this season, for Season 10, was the return of Trials. Trials originally released 5 years ago. I think it was May 2015. That is a long time ago. When Trials originally released, I think it's safe to say that Trials in Destiny 1 sort of carried the game up to the Taken King. I played it all the time. I genuinely loved Trials. I even streamed it a lot back in the day, made a bunch of videos on Trials. It was really, really fun. It was a great addition to Destiny, and Bungie really nailed it. So I'm pretty sure you can imagine my excitement when I heard that Trials was returning in Destiny 2. Now here's the thing, my thoughts and opinions and feelings towards this might be slightly different to someone that started playing Destiny with Destiny 2. I've been playing since, you know, pretty much day one. It's been 6 years. So maybe, you know, my opinions and feelings might be slightly different, which is completely fine. If you disagree with anything that I say in this video, that's great. I want to see everyone in the comments. I want to read and see what everyone has to say. This isn't going to be a video of me bashing Destiny. This is going to be me being as honest as I can and as professional as I can. That's coming from someone that makes, you know, meme stupid videos. So This is going to go very, very well. I'm just going to come out and say it that I am disappointed with Trials in Destiny 2. For how long Trials was not in the game, ever since they removed Trials of the Nine, I was honestly expecting a big change. I genuinely thought that the game mode would be revamped. The only thing that's really new is the boon system got changed. It's you know, you can only choose one passage opposed to, I think you could pick up 3 as long as you could afford it in Destiny 1. And because it's Destiny 2, we obviously have so many bounties and tokens. Now, yes, I know that on PC, hackers and cheaters are running rampant and it sucks. I don't want to talk about the hackers too much because it's been, I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone has said all that can be said about the hackers. And the reason for that is because that when the, you know, anti-cheat gets improved or whatever and cheating is, you know, sort of dealt with, that doesn't mean that Trials is automatically going to be fixed. There's a lot of issues with Trials that I think, you know, it's time to talk about. For me, with Trials in a game mode where you have one life, staying alive and playing your life is crucial. Teamwork and communication, all that is, you know, crucial as hell. This may be my fault. This may be me expecting a little bit too much, but I genuinely expected Trials to be not too far from its core, but different enough that it is, you know, it's evolved, right? I was kind of expecting like a rule set. I knew that it was going to be card based. I knew that it was going to be, you know, get your 7 wins and go flawless, but there's nothing in the Trials that really makes it different to the standard elimination game mode. You can go in with the cheesiest loadouts. I mean, I've played Trials and I've gone against 3 hunters using Gemini Jesters with max dodge cooldown. I don't know what that's tied to, mobility or recovery, and it's like playing Modern Warfare 2. I'm getting flashbanged. There are gunfights that I lose because a hunter that I'm about to kill can dodge and get shields back. There's gunfights that I've lost where a Titan slides into me and reflects all my damage back at me. I mean, hell, like what could they do? You know, what rule set could they apply? No exotics? I personally wouldn't mind that. You know, we've got regular Crucible. You've got the quick play playlist where you can go in and use the cheesiest, you know, most annoying loadouts that you can, and that's fine. Quick play is basically just like, it's just like arcade. You know, it doesn't matter if you win, doesn't matter if you lose. But in Trials, losing a gunfight because someone's using a piece where they can get their health back, or using a piece where they can slide and be invincible, I don't know. Destiny 1's Trials, I mean, it was completely different. The sandbox in Destiny 2, I don't know how Bungie's ever going to balance it. It's pretty much impossible at this point, and whenever something happens in the sandbox, like an exotic breaks, or something's way too strong, you know, blah, 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 I'm not surprised anymore. Because there's so many, you know, cool stuff in this game. The sandbox is crazy different. You've got builds where, you know, if you're a hunter, you can go invisible all the time. Hunters have a class where if you get a headshot kill whilst you're crouched, you get wall hacks. There's exotics that give you your health back. There's abilities that give you your health back. There's abilities that buff your damage. It's a completely different game to Destiny 1. So yeah, Destiny 1 Trials for me was a lot better because it's a completely different game, you know? So what I'm saying is that by taking Destiny 1 Trials and putting it into Destiny 2, it does not work. It's a completely different game, and the sandbox with, you know, and with all these exotics that will do all these crazy things, it doesn't work. It really does not work. I mean, hell, I'm not the greatest PvPer in the world. If you see my videos, I'm super inconsistent. Sometimes I do really well and I shock myself and I shock my audience. And then a lot of the times I'm just playing average and goofing around, right? But even I, someone like that, would love a game mode, an endgame PvP game mode in Destiny 2 that is all about, you know, gun skill, team play, communication, not who can have the cheesiest stuff. This right here is me thinking of the casual audience, you know, the people that can maybe get on and play Trials on a Friday night for maybe just like a few hours, give it a go and see how far they get, right? Instead of having weekly and daily bounties that just reward you with tokens, and also a weekly bounty that gives you 5 tokens. Really? Picture this, okay? You go up to Saint 14 and he has 3 weekly bounties, or hell, I don't know, 4 weekly bounties. We like loot. The more you give us, surprisingly, the better, you know, the more exciting it's going to be. And just like the Iron Banner, the Trials bounties, the weekly ones, they can just give you a task. The first one could read, as a team, defeat opponents in Trials. I mean, hello, this was actually a thing in Destiny 1. You had bounties for Trials in D1, and they were like, hey, go complete 10 Trials matches. Or as a fire team, defeat 50 opponents, and you would get Trials rewards from those bounties. You'd also get, you know, some consumables, some infusion material, and XP. It was great. So even if you and your friends weren't good enough to go all the way and go flawless, or even make it to, you know, 7 wins, hey, you're still getting loot. You're still able to join in, you know, just simple things that, you know, it's not crazy. Like, it's not like, oh, get a 10 kill spree in Trials. You know, it can't be something super intense. I can't even do that, you know, but it gives the player something to work towards whilst they're working towards getting as far as they can on their card. Getting a reward at 3, 5, 7, and then, you know, the flawless chest, if you manage to go flawless, that's fine. And to lead on from this, that is why the flawless loot needs to be better. I want to see my friends go flawless and then they get something that you can only get from the flawless chest. It could be a weapon, it could be an armor piece, an ornament for the Trials armor you can only get for going flawless, and they can walk around and flaunt it all they like. They deserved it. For the people that maybe aren't as good, they can still join in and, you know, have these bounties that give them a chance of getting some cool stuff, but the loot needs to get progressively better. I know right now in Destiny 2, the loot is on a rotation. You have the 3, 5, and 7 wins. One week it might be, hey, get a shotgun at 5 wins, and then the next week it's the fusion rifle at 7, and then the week after that it's boots at 3, helmet at 5, and then the rocket launcher at 7. But if you're able to go all the way and get flawless, your loot from the lighthouse needs to be 10 times better than someone that just farms for 3 wins over and over again and is farming tokens. The loot has to get progressively better or people aren't gonna play. I mean, answer me this, why would I go all the way to flawless if I can just farm tokens in my first few matches and get the same loot as everybody else? Bungie, it's simple. We need a reason to go all the way. There needs to be loot that you can only get from going flawless. And because Destiny 2 is filled with the token system, yeah, I'm sorry to say that I mean, and we've already witnessed it, that people are just going to farm tokens in their first few games instead of going all the way. So by having trials like this, you have the people that are good enough to go flawless, that are going to want to go flawless and get that loot, whilst also pleasing the people that aren't as good to go all the way by having these bounties in place. Right now, trials is pretty much excluding a large portion of the player base because they're not good enough to go flawless. Some people aren't even good enough to get 5 wins. Reward the people for trying and reward the better people with the better loot. Next thing that I would like to talk about is the loot itself. Now, the armor sets, I don't even know what people are calling it these days. Reskins, repurposing, I don't have a problem with. I mean, the armor set is great. The problem that I do have, though, is definitely the weapons. Now, I'm not saying that they should be exotic level legendaries, you know, rituals, pinnacles, whatever they're being called, but to have them as basic legendaries where, believe it or not, most of the player base will look at it and they'll compare it to something that they already have. I mean, I did that. So, for example, if you take a look at the summoner, the auto rifle, immediately you're going to be like, okay, but what can it do better than my Soros or my Hardlight? Now, yeah, Soros and Hardlight, they're exotics. That's fair, right? But that doesn't mean that the Trials loot needs to be weaker. The problem for me is that I don't really remember the last time that I got, you know, excited about getting something in the game. Probably the 1000 voices. And yeah, like when I was going for that and grinding for that, I would do 3 runs every week. You had to do the whole entire raid because it only dropped from the chest at the very end of the raid. 3 runs every week. It took me months to get it. And yeah, I will admit that not getting it one week, you know, it sucked. I was like, oh my God, I'm never going to get this. This is frustrating. But I kept playing and I kept trying my luck, right? So then months and months down the line, when I finally got it, it only made getting the drop a million times more exciting because, you know, I was working my ass off. I was doing it every week, 3 runs without a fail, the whole entire raid. So when I got it, I was over the moon. And that right there is what I miss in Destiny 2. You can make loot in Destiny 2 desirable without making it game-breaking or, you know, making a meta weapon. Each season, we get these new weapons, right, from the new activities. And yeah, they could have new models, you know, because I, for one, hate seeing reskins. I think it takes the fun right out of it for me. And if they're not better than something that you've already got in the game, you know, perk-wise, stat-wise, why would you go for it? I think making the Trials weapons have random rolls is a good idea. You know, random rolls, it's definitely something that makes the playlist have replayability. People are going to want to farm for, you know, the perfect sniper roll, shotgun roll, whatever they're going for. The idea that I had when I thought about the Trials weapons and how I could, you know, have them be exciting and sort of unique, but not game breaking, is what if they had different firing modes? The Cerberus actually made me think of this. I believe the Cerberus has 2 catalysts or something, or is it just 1 catalyst? I really don't know. But pretty much you have the gun and it fires a certain way, and then with the catalyst, you change your firing mode. But what if we took the Trials loot and we made something similar? Like, I don't know, what if you had a hand cannon where when you aim down sights, it was just a regular, like, 150 hand cannon, for example. And then if you hit fired it, it turned into something like the Devil's Ruin, where it fired like a charged shot. And, you know, to me, that's cool. That's fun. It doesn't have to be game breaking. It doesn't have to be super strong. It doesn't have to be, you know, at the top of the meta, but it's fun. It's exciting loot to chase. I mean, crap, I don't know, like, you could have a rocket launcher that's just a regular rocket launcher, but then when you aim down sights, it works like the Javelin from Modern Warfare 2. You know, I just really want loot to be fun and exciting to use, and when I get the drop, when I know what it can do, it makes the drop even more exciting. I know for a fact that Bungie isn't going to give up on Trials. I am really disappointed, there is no denying that. Trials definitely came in half-baked, despite the fact that Bungie, well, they didn't want that. Destiny 1 and Destiny 2 are so different. To just copy and paste, it doesn't work anymore. I would really like to see Trials evolved and revamped. Keeping the card system is fine, but having the game mode itself be so basic and plain, it just doesn't do it for me. I think once Bungie returns to work and we get all these hackers and cheaters off of the game and Bungie puts all their attention onto Trials, that's if they do. I really do think that Trials could be the endgame PvP experience that could last quite a long time. And yeah, buds, that is going to do it for the video. I hope you did enjoy. If you agreed with the things I said, that's great. If you disagreed, that's even better, because that means that, you know, we can discuss these things. I will be paying attention to the comments. I'm really interested to see what you guys have to say. I'm not quitting Destiny 2. I don't hate the game, but Season 10, in my honest opinion, has been quite a big letdown. And I hope things turn around. Thank you all for watching and listening. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.